Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Halloween and welcome to Horses and Biscuits, a little spin-off show we're doing on the Shrewsbury Biscuit where we are following the production of Karen that's been put together by Rocking Horse Media. And speaking of Rocking Horse Media, I've got to bring in the gaffer, fellow slaphead, Mr. Gareth. How are you, sir? You all right? A little spin-off show we're doing on the Shrewsbury Biscuit. Hey, look at that. Karen being put together by... You all right? How are you? You good?
I'm back. Yeah, bit of a lag there. Yeah, how are we?
I'm good. I'll say good. You, Gareth, you're gonna have to really help me out with a bit of co-hosting role here for you today because I've just come back from the East Coast. I went to Skegness for a few days. Came back with the flu, so we're gonna do this.
That's not what you want for a holiday, is it?
No, you don't really want Skegness for a holiday. In all honesty, it's the first time I've been there. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we do that? Why do we? Oh. Anyway, I went to the auditions for Karen, and you guys very kindly invited me. I got to meet lots of new people, including one of your lead roles, Orla Jones, who's playing Izzy. I'm going to bring Orla in right now. Hey, Orla, how are you? You all right?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Welcome back on the show.
Thank you.
How have you been?
I've been good. It's been busy, but good to be back. And I think maybe things might settle down a bit now. So
hopefully. I mean, we've got Christmas and all that coming. I always see Christmas now with the whole media thing as just a thing that's in the way. A bit of a bar humbug. Let's just get Christmas out of the way, and then we can carry on as normal. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
I guess, yeah.
I joke. I got family. I'm not allowed to do that. Right. Okay. So, guys, if you joined us last time, you'll be aware that we were building up to. Well, first of all, we got introduced to Orla, who's playing Izzy, in Karen, and we spoke to Steph too. But we were building up to the auditions for Aled. We were trying to find an Aled for the role. That's right, Gareth. How was that as a process of trying to find the people for the auditions and picking the right parts for them to audition with?
To be honest, after the Izzy auditions, when obviously we cast Orla, that was so popular. There's so many people, and the standard was so high that we were kind of like really excited, but also like, what if this doesn't match up? What if there isn't the same kind of people going for it with the same even numbers or in terms of the quality? What if no one that good turns up? And so there's always that pressure that is this going to be the audition campaign where it never doesn't quite hit the same standards. But I have to say, I'm sure they would agree with me. They came in their droves and they did not disappoint.
No, they didn't. And I want to thank you for letting me come along because being part of the panel was one of the. I'm a very polite, very socially awkward guy. So when you go right, Whiteley, judge someone, I'm kind of like. Like in front of their face and everything. Like it was a very honourable, nice thing to do. So thank you for including me in that. A couple of comments. We've got Steph. Hi, Steph. Karen herself is in the chat.
Hey.
And we have Mike. Hi, Mike. How are you? All right. How are you? Right. Let's talk about the auditions very quickly because we spoke to a few people during the auditions. I'm going to try and get the names right now. I did write them down. Stuff like this. Notebook. Right, here we go. We spoke to five gentlemen, and we spoke to Ben Bertrand. Nice guy, very nice guy. And Ben, if you're watching this, by the way, he had a story of him looking really hot, and I accidentally pressed the love button on his story this morning. So I'm not stalking you. I'd just woken up and I was looking at my phone. All right, back off. We also had Mike, who's in the chat. There you are, Mike. Very nice guy as well. We also had Dean, who's in. I think he's watching right now, possibly. Very nice guy. We had Chris. I really liked him. I thought he was fantastic. Lots of energy. Yeah. And we had the lovely Ashley. We saw him as well. What were your thoughts on the audition process, or watching these people do these things in front of you?
Well, usually I'm on the other side of the panel, so this was my first experience, kind of taking a step back from that, and it was interesting. Obviously, I'd never done it before, but with the help of everyone around me, I kind of kept calm really, because I thought if I get nervous, it's not gonna help anyone. So I like kind of just took the day in my stride. It was a long day.
I compare it to Pokemon Go. I want to keep them all. I'm like, I want that one. I want that one. I want them all.
Everyone brought something different. It was really good.
Right, and you know what? We did have a winner. It was not a very easy decision to make. You guys, I think you got a picture of it here. You guys deliberating. What is it? Over who to choose. You were watching the footage back because it was that close. You guys had to find.
Yeah. Because she said to me, Gareth, I hate to be a pain. And I was like, oh, here we go. What now? And she said that I can't call it. But so it was between two of them, and it was that tight. We had to literally watch it back, and we took probably a good best part of half an hour, didn't we? Just working
at least, at
least that, So it was not an easy decision at all.
And we can reveal today the winner of the audition and who got the role of Alid. And a drum roll, please. The winner is Dean, and with us today is Mr. Dean himself, Dean Raymond. Hey, how's it going, Alid? Well done.
Hello.
You got the role.
Hello. Yeah, really chuffed.
At least it's not a secret anymore.
Yeah,
not a secret.
I'm really bad with secrets.
By the way, I'm sorry, I'm sniffing down my microphone. It's disgusting. I sound gross. I can't do anything about it now. I need to breathe. I didn't want to draw that out, obviously, too much. And the winner is.
Yeah, after the
because we've been waiting long enough. How did you feel after winning the role, Dean?
Yeah, great. I mean, when I finished the audition, grabbed some food and went straight on a drive to Manchester, and I parked up, and about 10 minutes later got the call. So, they've all made that decision during that few hours or so, and it was just great to get that call. Really, really chuffed with it. I put a lot of time into preparing for the audition, and I'm glad it's paid off. And I'm really looking forward to working with everyone. Everyone's great.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I've met a few of you guys before, the Rocking Horse crew. Two of you, Gareth and Ryan. That's it. And of course, Luke Allen and Alex Yosefi. And they are great people. And I'm very, very happy to be doing this with you guys. I'm very excited. We've got a few comments in as well. We've got Shane Hinton, who did Reduced Declare Biscuits. And of course, my fellow biscuiteer. How do, he says. And Shona Jones says, hi, everybody. Looking forward to seeing Galid. Well, here he is.
Yeah,
there's Galid right there.
That one there.
Yeah. And Steph says it was a hard decision. It was. She says, hi, Dean. And Mike says, congrats. He was a nice guy as well. And this is the hardest part, wasn't it? It's like the competition was so stiff. But not just that, they were nice guys. All of them were just really nice people, and I think that's the difficult part of it. Hey, Gareth, saying no to someone, what's that like?
It's those phone calls. We always say, because for the people listening who don't know, what we do, and like a lot of production companies, is that we make sure we give everyone detailed phone calls of feedback, even if they haven't got the part. So we would have been phoning Dean regardless, like we phoned Orla when it was her time. And while you're glad you do it, you also hate it at the same time, because you know that when that phone rings, one of them, it went to voicemail, and you think they've got a voicemail from us now saying we're going to give you a call about your audition. You think they're probably going to get really excited now, and I think that and there's that side to it, and you feel, are we getting their hopes up by even making that phone call? But I think in the long run they do benefit from it, and I'm glad we do that. So it's worth it. Difficult, but worth it. Yeah.
It's a difficult thing. Like I said, I don't like judging people. And Dean, I asked a similar question to Orla last time we spoke. Is the audition process? What is it like? Have you done many of these auditions? What is it like when you don't get the role for you as an actor?
When you don't get the role, I feel it's not personal. Like at the end of the day, I'm not what they were looking for, and that's fair enough. You can't really go into this industry with, every time you hear the word no, it knocks you back.
Yes.
Because there are probably far more no's than there is yeses. But it's just taking the yeses and, really working hard when you get the roles,
I think it's a very mature and I think it's the right sort of point of view to have, because I mean, I spoke to many actors over the years, and that is what you have to teach yourself: real tough skin. Sort of like go into an audition and smash it out the park, walk out head held high, don't care if I get it or not. Like if I get it, great. If I don't, awesome. And crack on to the next one, and then eventually one will get back to you. How many auditions have you? How many things have you been auditioning for recently?
Recently, it's picked up a bit, but to be honest, they've all been online.
Really?
All auditions tend to be over Zoom these days, which I can see why. Obviously, with the current situation, and I imagine it saves money. But I much prefer going to a place like with Rocking Horse, going and meeting everyone and having that connection, and you can talk to people and talk to the director. So that was the first in-person audition I've done since before the first lockdown.
Yeah, and one of the reasons we do that, in particular for that part, was it was so important. I'm sure Orla will agree that we needed that chemistry, and we could never have got that over Zoom. It was one of those things you had to do that.
Yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer to have these auditions in person, and it paid off.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were going into an ugly cry situation and it just buffered?
Yeah.
Stop.
Well, that scene was obviously we can't talk about what goes on in that scene, but what Dean did, the reaction, just the look of expression on Orla afterwards, you just knew that, okay, we just saw something special.
All right, okay. I need to explain something to you guys. The people that are watching for the first time, first of all, thank you for watching. But like a lot of people that will watch my stuff will realize I am a crybaby. I cry at everything. I cried at Batman, at any sad movie. I watched that Kevin Hart movie, Fatherhood, whatever it's called. Cried at that too. I cry at everything, right? So to try and keep my composure during that audition was really hard. So, Dean, thanks. You ruined me. And then we can't talk about the role, but I can show you a couple of pictures. By the way, these pictures are absolutely fantastic. This is the breaking point for Orla. She gets up and she's trying to, the room sort of wobbles. She comes back to sort of herself, and this is the emotion it caused. She was very
yeah. It was just like, it's the point between where you have to break away from the character. I think like the scene was very emotional, and something that to work on, I guess, is like that emotion, kind of not getting to Orla, but like getting to Izzy. But it was so good.
Yeah, and from our point of view, all we can think of is if you can do that the day you meet each other. If we do get to tell the story properly and we go beyond the pilot to a series and things, and we eventually get to that point which that scene was from, imagine how powerful it could be if you've actually got to know one another and you enjoyed working together, and like you would have had on previous productions. But if you can sort of get that emotion on the day you meet, then I don't know what I think what you're capable of doing to an audience later down the line.
I mean, yeah, like I don't know how long you had the script for, Dean, but I imagine it wasn't crazy long, and just what you'd done with it was amazing. Just the points of real sad emotion, the points where you were angry, and like just all raveled into one, made it such a great performance to be a part of.
Oh, thank you.
That's the hard part of it, though. I feel like is you've not just got to get the scripts right; you got to deliver in a room full of people like me who know nothing about what I'm looking at. How do you do that? How do you zone into what you're doing? Focus, Dean.
I mean, there's nothing normal about doing a scene like that with a room full of people and a crew. It's like being on stage as well. Like there's nothing normal about doing a scene and then there's 500 people watching. It's just being with that person and with yourself. You just sort of like, it's there, you're aware it's there, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like you just have to be in the scene, and but then as the director calls cut, it has to be cut, and then, for yourself, Orla, when you came out of that, as you say, you are Orla, you know, it cuts and it finishes, you know, but then you have to get ready to do it again potentially, you know.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, it really was. It was just tough for us watching, but for you guys as well. But Orla's like sitting there, she's taking this scene again and again and again, and every time she's through it. Like, and you know, I've got to ask you both a question. When you come out of a role, or when you're in an emotional scene, very high tense scene, is it true what I just said? Does the room wobble for you when you sort of come back to being you? That makes sense.
Sometimes it does. I think you've got to really distinguish between the character and yourself. It's really, really important. Because obviously, like with a scene as emotive as that, you know, if you don't have that barrier, you can get really, like you said, disorientated. Which happened once or twice, but once you get a hold of that, you just kind of have to like keep within yourself, I guess. But like Dean said, be able to just go back into it if you need.
Yeah, I think also from a point of view, everyone's got their platform going now, because if like Dean just put Orla through that or vice versa, you're all as a character really upset. It's really important that the crew around you are there to lighten the mood for you. You know, stay professional, but just to sort of, you know, check you're all right and distract you from it all, and make sure you're treated like the actress, not the character, when the cameras stop rolling. You know, I think that's really, really important. And we've all got our own jobs to do. And when you're dealing with something so serious and emotional as that storyline is, and again, in fact, we can't tell people what that is, but when you're dealing with that, I think the crew as a whole has got a responsibility to make sure you guys are okay as people as you stop acting, you know?
I think, you know, that photo that you showed, that photo that you showed before, you can just see me in the background. Yeah, that's the one there. Like, I think that's the moment where I was like, okay, I just need to take like 10 seconds just to calm down, because I put quite a lot of energy into it.
You did.
And then, you know, when it stops,
and some,
you know, when it stops, you know, it's like a, you know, and then you've just got to take, like, I always take a few seconds just to, you know, calm down, just so you know, go back and sit down and talk to you guys, you know.
We've got a comment here off Chris O'Brien. He says, your emotions lifted your performance to the point where the whole panel believes that you are Alid. Congratulations on capturing the role. Oh, that's nice, Chris.
Worth mentioning, Chris actually took those photos. So
yeah,
he did.
So credit for them, because sometimes those moments, obviously we love the stuff on film. Obviously, it's kind of my job, so I'm meant to. But you can't put a price on pictures of that quality, which capture the emotion like that. They really are very powerful. Yeah,
amazing job. And you know, it really is important to document those moments, isn't it? Really, like that picture there. I think that's probably one of the greatest reaction pictures I've seen. Because even Steph, I got a heart of stone. I don't cry anything. Even she's kind of like, whoa, like, you know, it's fantastic. And you know, this is the crew. Gareth, I'd love to for you to give a rundown of the crew here. We've got a picture of everybody sat on the couch. Talk about who everybody is and you know what their roles are.
Here we go. So I'll go left to right. So my left anyway, which would be Steph. So everyone else to right, to be honest. But we'll start with Steph. So Steph obviously playing Karen, the title character in the series, who's been working with Rocking Off for like 3-4 years now. It's been a long, long time. So she really has earned this moment to have such a main role in something. Christy Kelly is the girl that's behind her there. It was Christy's first time being back on the panel, judging auditions for about 3 years. She was a lead character in a previous project, and what she said, I thought was very fitting, was she's been part of Rocking Horse panels for previous auditions for previous projects, and she said, whilst we've always cast a really good person, the standard, it's been quite an easy decision. And she said she's never been at a Rocking Horse audition process where the standard was so ridiculously high that you could have cast any of them and probably been like, yeah, we can make a series of this guy. So she was personally impressed from someone who's been away for a long time how high that standard is now. So I thought that was positive. Then we've got Alex Giuseppe, who was he was a co-director on a short film that actually the Biscuit covered, produced to clear. Of course,
yeah, it did.
Girl in the middle. I don't think I need to introduce her again. She gets plenty of introductions these days. Of course, she's Orla playing Izzy. Then you've got that guy there who definitely doesn't need an introduction. And then you've got Luke Allen, who I'm amazed hasn't put a message in yet because he normally can't stop him. But, Luke is associate producer, and again, he was
5 seasons, Alan.
5 seasons, Alan, and he's going to be writing some episodes as we go for Karen once we get into the series. And at the back there, we've got Ryan, who's our sound guy, who's actually going to be stepping into the acting world a little bit as a background extra in Karen as well. So it's great for him. And then, of course, the other guy in the end. I've only got good things to say about him.
We don't need to talk about that guy. Belongs behind a microphone. That's what that guy does. No, a great crew. And obviously, there's more to come, isn't there? Because there's more auditions coming. Is that right?
Yeah, 2 weeks today, actually. And we're looking at hosting a show, aren't we, from those actual auditions, live from the auditions.
We're going to try and get a bit a la Pod Aid. We're going to get it. You guys are like, what is he talking about? We had like a panel side table, mic, camera in front of us. Boff, we're going live. That's what we'll do. And we'll bring that to you guys from Open Space? Open Spaces?
Yeah, that's it. And that's for the part of Wesley. It's a nasty piece of work. We've cast the nice guys now. We've got our Izzy, we've got our Alice, we've got our Karen. Now we need someone nasty to go up against, who's the management type.
I do nasty really well, but I don't want to do any acting. It's kind of like, because I do for Orla and Dean. I work at Shrewsbury Prison as a scare actor, or as a whatever they want me to be. I'm mostly doing Prison Break at the moment, which I love, and I'm a very dodgy guy, Kind of get into as well. And speaking of like the auditions, I did an audition for a psychopathic butcher once, proper audition with lines and everything. And I walked in, and I'd never done an audition like it before. There's like a table full of people that sat watching me, and the role was you're really angry because your wife's throwing out some meat that you didn't think was deserved to be thrown out, and I went absolutely skit. I was like, I can't believe that woman. She's throwing out that bloody meat. I spent money on that. I was going absolutely mental at this panel, and they had to calm me down. It's not easy coming down. It really isn't. Orla, what were your favourite parts of course, we got Dean, our winner there, but what are your favourite parts of the audition process that we sat through last week?
I think my favourite parts was just every time someone walked through the door, I kind of reimagined Alid, if you know what I mean. So I had an image in my head of kind of who this was going to be, and then every time a new person walked in, I was like, oh yeah, I could see that. And, I was like there you go. I was making notes and stuff as we went along. But it was really just, it was a great day. And obviously being on that side of the panel, I kind of appreciated how difficult it can be. And I was glad that we called everyone because, we did call everyone. Dean with some good news, and the other guys got some other things to take away from it. So overall, I think it was just a very positive day, which was really nice.
Yeah. It's worth mentioning as well. Obviously, the main thing is Alex, and that's what we were there for, and that's the focus, obviously. But we've actually managed to genuinely cast like 3 other potential Alex for other roles, haven't we?
Yeah, so we had kind of a plan of some other characters kind of later down the line, and some of the guys we saw, we could give them that role. So yeah, all in all, a positive outcome, I think.
Yeah.
Good. And this is what I got from you guys from the audition, was that just because it's not no for this role doesn't mean we're not going to utilize you in a different way. And like, we appreciate that you come to see us, and here's my card, let's keep in touch kind of thing. And that's a really nice thing, because I imagine you don't usually get that in an audition. It's like, no, thank you, so
yeah, it can be. I guess it depends on who you're auditioning for. It can go either way, I guess. Yeah.
So what is the process now, Gareth? What are we doing now? What's the time process with Karen, and how long it's going to take to make this thing, and how close are we to starting production?
Well, the plan is we're starting production from rehearsals from April, with a view to being all wrapped up in film. Because obviously we're just doing the pilot for now, and if that goes well, then we'll be looking at the series the following year. But at the moment, April till June is the time frame from rehearsal through to finishing filming, all being well. So, and that ties in quite nicely with certain people's availability and things. It gives us long enough to. With now a crowdfunder which is active now. We've already had some donations towards that, so that's obviously, you know, we're really, really grateful for that. And anyone else that wants to help us bring this to life, you know, it all counts. It all helps. We're very lucky that so many people giving up their own time to make this happen. But like anything, there's always costs. There's always ways of making it easier for us all. So so that's on the go at the minute. We've got obviously the Wesley auditions are coming up, building towards them now. Orla, you've got to add that first scene, haven't you, for the audition script? Now, do you want to say a little bit about what Wesley's all about, what he's like?
Yeah, so Wesley, I guess it would be appropriate to say he's kind of our villain of the whole thing. So he kind of butts heads with Karen a lot. Karen runs the place as she thinks it should be run. And then Aled and Izzy are totally on board with that as well. But this Wesley guy is just totally business, you know. And obviously there are business sides to everything in life, but he kind of takes it a little bit too far, and he's a little bit cold and uncaring. And, you know, constantly arguing with Karen about her staff and about the way that she runs the place. So he's just not a very nice guy.
He's not.
I could do cold and uncaring so good. There's nothing better than being like, because I'm a really nice guy. No, well, that's really I'm not that much of a sociopath. I feel like I'm a really nice guy. No, I'm an easygoing guy. So to have the license just to be horrible is just amazing. It's such an amazing feeling. It's so liberating. The role I have at the prison, I just get to be really just horrible to people's faces, and it's amazing. I could do nice as well, though.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
The hostess with the mostest. Final thoughts on everything that's happened over the last week. Dean, what are your thoughts about Karen, and have you found the character yet? Once you win a role, do you spend a bit of time trying to find the character and stuff? How does that work for you?
Well, at the moment, I've got a little bit of luxury of time.
Yeah.
So I can take my time with really researching, focusing on, you know, where I think the character is and what he's all about and stuff. I already had an idea anyway going into the audition, but you know, that was only about a week or so, maybe a bit more. But now I can, you know, really take my time and really look into stuff. And, you know, as Gareth said, you know, we'll be doing rehearsals, which will be, you know, we'll probably find more with rehearsals. We always do as well. And then, you know, we hopefully will be working together a lot. You know, hopefully the series can be made, and then, you know, that story arc can be, you know, can really take shape. You know.
Because we've already had, since we cast you, we've had a couple of, you know, we won't go into it now, but we've had some chats about where we can take the character, you know, long term as well, haven't we? So yes, there's definitely plans there for both these guys. Very different plans, but Izzy and Aled have both got quite exciting arcs to look forward to if we get there.
For the guys watching right now, if you don't mind, you can share it. For some reason, it says an error, but I've tried to share the link there for the Indiegogo fundraiser, crowdfunding. So if you want to buy these guys a coffee, $5, you know, it all adds up, you know, chuck some money in the kitty here, help this amazing production sort of take place, because this is what we need, right? If you're watching this and you're part of the arts industry, you know. If you don't know, then you're probably going to learn something now. But during COVID, you know, the arts industry got abandoned, you know, it got treated really badly and it suffered an awful lot. So anything we can do to sort of encourage creativity with projects like this really is an investment, because going forward we create new actors and we create new IPs like Karen, and you know, going forward with ideas like this is very, very important. So and even if you can't donate yourself, like, just share it about, because there's all sorts of people out there who can, and you never know who's going to see what you share. So Kenny Jones says it's on. Thank you, Kenny, for letting me know. So yeah, right, we're coming short on time. I think we wanted to say a mention to Katie Jones, the person that's doing your posters and stuff,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, she's done an amazing job. To be fair,
this is really a screenshot of the story. These posters that she's doing, amazing job.
Yeah. They look awesome.
Yeah, they're great. I love that. I love that so much. God, I love that. Guys, you've been amazing. Gareth, is there anything you want to tell the listeners before we get out of here? Because we'll be gone for 2 weeks, won't we?
We are. Well, the next time we see you will be on Sunday, the 14th of November. I don't know if have we nailed down a time yet for that, Alex? Do you know a time yet? When you want to do that one?
I mean, we did 2 o'clock last week for last time we did this, midday, because I'm on the radio in a bit, so I've had to sort of amend my times a little bit. So we'll aim sort of between 12 and 2 o'clock. Eventually, we'll come to a standard point time where we will be doing this. So midday, 1 o'clock. I will let you know in good time, listeners, when this will be coming to you live in 2 weeks' time.
And hopefully by then we will have met at least a couple of our Wesleys. Not all of them, hopefully by then, but we'll be well on the way to finding him.
Yes.
Yeah. And the audio versions of this and the last show that we did as well will be released on this Wednesday as an audio-only podcast. So if you want to chuck it on in your ear whilst you're doing the gardening or jogging or whatever you're doing, you can do that. I'm sorry that I haven't done it sooner, but Skegness and all that, family. So I don't abandon them all the time, only sometimes. And I hope you guys are having a great Halloween. You guys got any plans for Halloween tonight? Any parties or anything you're going to, Gareth?
Yes.
I wish I could be exciting, but no, I'm going to leave it to these younger ones to go out.
Orla, what are you up to?
Halloween is my favourite time of year. I love it. I wish it was as big here as it is in the States. So we're going out, costumes and everything.
Yeah? Dean, got any plans?
Yeah, I might do the same. Might head into the town, see what's going on, have a few beverages,
Beverages.
Go for it.
Well, I'm working tonight. I work nights, and it's a bit great to be in work in Halloween. Woo. I'm probably the spookiest thing that's going to happen in that place tonight. Steph said, see you in 2 weeks. I'll see you as well, Steph, in 2 weeks. And Mike says, great show. Thank you very much, Mike. Join us in 2 weeks and, follow the process. What I was going to do, I want to mention a few things, of course, with the Shrewsbury biscuit. Oh, gosh. Can you tell I'm not very well at the moment? So we've got a few things going on. Today I call Super Sunday because we're releasing our vintage episodes of the vintage biscuits. We've done over 300 episodes now. And today we released our episode with Chris Shirk. In Shrewsbury, we've got this guy, I call him Shrewsbury's version of Batman. He climbs a rooftop. He's a rooftopper and an urban explorer. He likes to climb to high spots, takes these amazing pictures, finds abandoned buildings. Very responsible, though, will not give the locations away. He's a very good guy. And this was originally released back in 2019, I believe. Came around my house, we had a good chat, a cup of tea, and we had a good chat. So we released that on our YouTube channel. So go to the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast YouTube channel, give us a subscribe. Every Sunday now we are releasing these, so go and make sure you go and watch that. Also, as well, we are looking to bolster our ranks. So Shane, who threw a comment earlier on, he is my biscuiteer. He always will be. He's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine, but he's got a new job. He can't really commit right now. So we're looking for a new biscuiteer. So if you want to join me as a co-host, we do attend some of the biggest events in Shrewsbury. We speak to some of the most influential people in Shrewsbury, and we've got a very good reputation. So if you want to join me as a co-host and follow me on my travels, then please get in touch with us. Find me on Facebook. Drop me an inbox. We're also after someone to run our social media. Gareth, have you got anything rock and roll stuff you want to tell people about that maybe isn't Karen?
What else matters? Anyone else who's part of our podcast, don't listen to that bit because, of course, they're important too. In fact, we're currently still working on a disability awareness documentary called Bigger on the Inside with Fran Fisher-Becker, who was part of Reduced to Clear, which was the Biscuits' last limited series following a film. So it all connects. So working on that at the minute, so that's really exciting. So we've got that going on. We've got some exciting plans for Santa's virtual video grotto, which we did last year because of COVID. When kids couldn't go to grottos, we basically brought the grotto to them and they'd buy a DVD with a personalised message specifically for them with Santa saying things to them that only the real Santa could know. We're going to be filming with a little actress who's going to be part of that promotion campaign this coming weekend, actually. So yes, whilst everyone is talking about Karen, there are a few other things going on, but definitely Karen. It's all about Wesley. So if you think you could play a weasel, if you think you could play a manager who everyone wants to slap but no one wants to lose their job, if you can pull that off, then get in touch. rockinghorsemedia.co.uk is the place to go. Or Orla, who do they phone?
Oh God, 0. Oh, I can't even remember. It's gone. Hold on.
Sunday. I was gonna say it's a Sunday morning, but it's really not. I mean, Laura,
I know. Sorry, but you can get in touch. I know the email address: info.rockinghorsemedia.co.uk.
Yes,
and you'll get a full audition pack.
Exactly.
Nice. Dean, if anybody wants to follow you on socials, if anybody wants to give you a role or wants to follow you on your process at social media, you want to tell people what to follow you?
Yeah, Instagram is probably the best place to get me. It's got all my info on there. Dean Raymond Actor. It's got my spotlight on there and stuff. You can get me on Facebook, Dean Raymond Entertainment, and then there's like magic videos and stuff because I'm also a magician and stuff. So, yeah.
What?
When did that come up?
Yeah, you can see the videos on Facebook. You can, I've got them on Instagram as well. So if you scroll down, you can see some magic and yeah.
You've just given Gareth so many ideas.
Not me.
Yeah, the cogs are turning, you know.
We need to talk. Alex, does magic tricks for the residents. Yeah, I got this covered. It's all good. It's all good. We got this.
Is this your card? No, Alid. Orla, social media, but people can follow you.
You can follow me. I don't have any professional pages at the moment, but you can follow. I know I'm working on it. It's part of a uni module, so don't worry.
Okay.
But follow me on Facebook, Orla with it's called a fada. I'll maybe type it in the comments after this. Orla Jones, and I'll be sharing stuff to do with Rocking Horse and the Biscuit always. So
there he is, Mike.
On the ball, is that Mike? On the ball. Right, we're going to go now, guys. Thank you very much for the listeners for tuning in. Thank you very much for everybody that was very kind to me at the auditions, because I was a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie, meeting new people, but now I've met you. Can't get rid of me. That's it. I'm here now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks' time. Make sure you I forgot to mention the website. I'm sorry. The shrewsburypodcast.co.uk. There's all our content there. If you want to follow us on that, check it out. Learn about me and stuff, and that's made by our friends at Web Orchard. Right, let's get out of here, guys. I've absolutely butchered this. Right, have a great Sunday, guys. Happy Halloween, and join me on the radio at 1:00 in 20 minutes. Go to splashdamageradio.co.uk. You find out all the information you need to know to follow me on Naughty Talk, my radio show, in 20 minutes. Right, catch you guys in a bit.
Bye.
Peace out.
Until
Cheers,
next time.
guys. See you later.